Hey Books. Welcome into our Libra-Scorpio cusp energy and placement love tarot reading for November 2025. I thank you as always for being on this side of the channel. It really means a lot and it goes a long way, and I'm grateful to have you guys here and for all your love and support. Let's talk about what I was getting for Libra-Scorpio energies when it comes to love. There will be, or there already has been, some unexpected news that is going to bring a lot of clarity to a particular situation, a particular relationship, or that is pushing someone into clarity about their relationships. Someone maybe took a step back from pursuing you, or you took a step back from pursuing someone, maybe because of this unexpected news, which gave you a very clear option, or gave someone a clear option of what they needed to do next. And or some of y'all, this was like a false illusion of some sort that somebody had to go through a detour with or on. Like it took somebody on a detour away from you or away from a connection, just to kind of bring them right back to it. But I'm hearing false positive. Somebody could have thought they got someone pregnant, or somebody could have thought they were sick. It's something that was a distraction to somebody, or something that distracted someone from you or from a connection with you. So you might be getting clarity as to why somebody stopped pursuing you, or took a step back from whatever y'all had going on. Okay, that might be revealed here in November, or it might make a little bit more sense here in November. Because I just heard unanswered questions. There's a lot of unanswered questions when it comes to this particular connection. I don't really know what happened. And maybe down in your spirit, if this is for you, you kind of knew not to ask questions, or you maybe felt like asking questions wouldn't get you the answers. Like someone wasn't ready to let you in, or someone was actively avoiding trying to tell you something. So it was like, okay, well, I'm just, I'm going to let it be. Which might have been new for you, Libra, Scorpio energies and placements. Keep in mind, this message can resonate for any placements you have in Libra and Scorpio energies, especially your love planets like Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Lilith, your moon. Or it can resonate for any of those planets that you have in your 7th and 8th house. Okay. We're in the season of the 8th house. Keep in mind, Venus is also in the 8th house right now. So that's what I was kind of getting. There's some clarity about some unexpected news. Somebody thought something, almost like something fated happened, or destiny was choosing their path for them, just for it to I keep getting just for it to lead back to you. Divine flame. Okay. Okay, so this could be that kind of a situation for you. Some sort of high-level soulmate, divine counterpart, mirrored soul, yin-yang kind of an energy, okay? Someone that, thank you, divine, someone you felt the divine flame with. Okay, tell me a little bit more about what's going on with this. For Libra, Scorpios, thank you, divine, for clearing my energy, connecting me a little deeper in. Yeah, tough conversations. and acts of service. I feel like someone wants to explain why their actions towards you slowed down or why they stopped altogether. Someone felt like they had to be in service of someone else. Okay, so maybe this doesn't even have to be like someone getting someone pregnant or whatever the case may be. It could be like a family member they felt like they had to take care of or they needed to take care of. But I keep hearing false positive. So that to me tells me that there was some sort of trickery or manipulation that was getting this person to step away from you or step away from this connection. Okay, that might be revealed and clear to them. Okay, that someone really didn't need their help. They just were trying to keep them from going anywhere or keep them from pursuing you or this connection. Like someone might be seeing the manipulation that they were under very clearly in this month. Okay. Yeah, choices and decisions. Like I said, someone with this clarity might now know the right path, or they felt like they had to choose one over the other. Someone could have positioned themselves as that. It's either me or libra-scorpio. And that might have been a little unfair because this might be someone that someone didn't want to lose or felt like, you know, I keep hearing family. So it could have been a family member that was doing this to somebody. Yeah, boundaries. Yeah, this person is maybe learning who they need to set boundaries with. It's important to set boundaries with this person. Be mindful of what you will and will not tolerate. This could be somebody who is struggling to set boundaries with a loved one. And because of that struggle, your connection or you yourself kind of had some sort of side effect from it, like, or was affected by it. Yeah, Lover's Lane. And proposal, right? Maybe this person was considering marrying you. So yeah, it gives family. Someone tried to stop somebody from marrying you or taking things to the next level with you. They acted as a third party. I can't make it up. Higher self. So I might be clarifying here something that your higher self has already clued you into. And like I was kind of getting in my meditation, you might have been aware that something was a little off, but didn't want to ask because maybe, you know, maybe you felt like it wasn't your place to ask those kind of questions, or depending on the nature of this connection, maybe you just set boundaries. I'm not going to go in that lover's lane energy with you if there is no communication, no decision, no effort towards this next level. Okay. So yeah, somebody acted as a third party in this situation, Libra, Scorpio, and you might be getting that full picture now of who this was. Somebody wanted to maybe play both sides of this, like hold on to whoever was setting that ultimatum while also still kind of dealing with you. You know what this is giving me? I just saw that scene from The Little Rascals when Alfalfa was trying to hide Darla because Spanky and the boys were coming back to the clubhouse after he had set up this like date night in the clubhouse. And she was like, Alfalfa, are you ashamed of me? And he was like, no, I love you. I just don't want nobody to see you. Like, he was trying to still appear one way to his boys, but still kind of also have Darla, and that clearly came back to bite him in the butt. So that could be the kind of situation. And it might not be that specifically. It could be this person's friends. It could, for me to see that scene. But it just feels like somebody was actively trying to be a third party. And again, Spanky and the boys were sabotaging the date the whole time, putting sand in the sandwich. Like, you know what I mean? Like trying to mess it up for Alfalfa so that they could have him as a friend and keep him in the He-Man Woman Haters Club when he clearly was a lover boy. You know what I mean? Like, he clearly loved women, so that wasn't really aligned with him. But anyway, I say all that to say that is a funny reference, Spirit. That, yeah, I think that you had to maybe set boundaries with this person because this person wasn't setting boundaries with whoever this third party is. It feels like maybe a parent, a sibling, you know what I mean? It's like, I can't be with you if you're going to be ran by, like, you haven't cut the umbilical cord. You can't think for yourself. You have to uphold this standard for these people. You know, I'm not going to be your little secret kind of a thing. All right. And maybe that was a tough conversation that you have to have or you've already had, okay? Clarify this tough conversation, acts of service, choices and decisions, boundaries, lover's lane, proposal, and third party. What's going on? Yeah, connection. Like, I feel you. I think there's something there. I enjoy your company. I really do feel like there's a vibe here, right? Whatever ends up happening with us, I'm grateful to have met you and for the connection that we have. And again, I think that's where you left this, Libra-Scorpio. At the end of the day, I'm grateful that we met each other. It was a pleasure getting to know you. I really enjoyed our time, but I'm not putting up with the third party energy. Yeah. Yeah. And we got loser at the bottom. Yeeks. Clarify acts of service. Thank you. You're hot. Okay. I think you're incredibly hot and I'm super attracted to you. Yeah, like somebody was acting out their attraction for you. So that was a real connection. Okay, maybe that's where you're at. Like, was that really real? It was a real vibe that you had with this person. This was a genuine connection, Libra Scorpio. And they were very attracted to you. But again, there was some sort of ultimatum that was put in front of them. It's either me or Libra Scorpio, or it's us or Libra Scorpio, or whatever that is. And I think this person tried to ride the fence a little bit. Boundaries back out here. Yeah, laughter. Like, you maybe had a good time. Oh, goodness. Queer coming out. Slow down. Responsibility. Well, responsible. Yeah, so maybe this was like a father, mother. Take it as it resonates. What's the choice and decision? Unstable. I'll be honest, I'm kind of a mess. Yeah, I think this ultimatum or this situation highlighted to this person just how much of their own personal power they were giving away to these third parties or this third party. And how they maybe weren't really standing on their own 2 feet for real. And not that, and what I mean by that is like mentally, they weren't really able to make their own choices and decisions or think for themselves. And you know, that's going to make any relationship difficult when someone has to use the opinions and ideas and perspectives of others constantly to form their own. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready. And I think that's where this person was at. When maybe you had to set a boundary with them. Hold on, let me make sure it's not getting too dark. Can y'all still kind of see? Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah. This person was ready to find their life partner and settle into a serious relationship. But children just popped out, so maybe they have kids, so maybe that's the third party. You know, the mother or the father of their children could have been giving them that kind of ultimatum. Or it's them reverting into childlike behavior with this third party. Okay. Yeah, it's like somebody's still afraid that they were going to get their they were going to get punished or grounded or get their butt beat if they didn't listen. It's like somebody, again, hasn't cut that umbilical cord just yet. Dreamy. Yeah. This person dreams of being with you. Yeah, you're not dreaming. Yes, I'm real. Hold on one second. Let me go ahead and turn on a little extra light there. All right. Oh, maybe that's a little too bright. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Alrighty. It gets so dark so early now. It's making me sad. Yeah, no, you're not dreaming. Yes, I'm real. This is what I mean. I think that there might have been a point in this situation, Libra Scorpio, where you felt like, was I making this all up? Like, was I over exaggerating this person's feeling for me? Did they really mess with me like that? Were they really into me like that? Or was I just more into them? I think you've kind of done your own personal checks and balances when it comes to this person. Yeah. Player. I'm more interested in the thrill of the chase and forming the meaningful. Right. I think this is what you were questioning. Is this person trying to play me? Or nah? You know, maybe this person was a player at one point in time, which is maybe how they got this third party involved in their life. Take that as that resonates. So it was like, maybe you were hopeful this person was really looking to be ready for something serious, but then not being able to move on their own accord and make their own choices and decisions might have made you question that. So like, are they really who they say they are, kind of a thing? You know, because somebody could tell you, oh yeah, no, I make my own choice, you know, whatever, I'm not letting them affect me. And then when push comes to shove or ish hits the fan, they're not moving like they make their own choices and decisions. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it was mutual. Again, I feel like I have to keep confirming that for you, Libra Scorpio. This was a mutual feeling, a mutual connection. But again, boundaries. I think that you're right to kind of put this halt on this situation. Okay? Because you know that they're going to push your boundaries, and it's up to you if you let them do it. Like I said, in a perfect world for this person, they would be able to kind of have you and still operate how they operate with these third parties. But something about you and the third party energy, or how they are with the third party energy, doesn't clash or connect very well. Or it clashes. They can't coexist. And that's what's becoming clear to this person. Yeah, I can't make it up, because there would be a lot of arguments due to the immaturity of the parties involved. I really do feel like it's the third party that might be the immature in this situation. And I just heard, and I'm not going to back down, right? Like, you know, this person might be tied to someone that isn't emotionally mature, maybe even not mentally mature, or spiritually mature. So they might say little things to you. They might try to throw digs. They might try to be petty. And it's like, Libra Scorpio's not going to put up with that. Because, I just heard, I'm going to bite back, right? Like, if you want to chomp at me, I'm going to bite you back. There's not going to be anybody putting their tail between their legs kind of a thing, where nobody's scared around here. And that's why this is like okay, something's got to give, right? Something's got to give. Clarify third party. Oh. Using you, hook up, message me. I can't make it up. This definitely might be an ex. Someone that they were maybe just hooking up with and ended up having a child with. Someone who was using them. And this would be someone who, thank you, Divine, this would be someone who would cross that boundary, like text them at appropriate hours, try to seduce them, try to get them back in just because they're with someone else. And maybe even the moment that they're no longer with someone, now this person doesn't care about them. It's like somebody is that level of immature, that level of unhealed and petty, and really broken to do that. But that's what I think you maybe already sussed. Your higher self was like, ooh, I can see that kind of happening, and let's just avoid that before we get there. So you could, again, trust your intuition, Libra Scorpio, when it comes to this. Right. And then you got poly at the bottom. And this could be someone who's maybe even disguised as this person's best friend, quote unquote. Well, I've known them since I was a child. Oh, that's my best friend. Whole time they maybe have been intimate with each other, or when neither one of them are in a relationship, they're fucking around. And so now that this person maybe wanted to be with you, now they want to dredge up all of that energy from the past to try to make it difficult for this person to be with you. So something about you intimidates this third party. Okay. Which is so unfortunate, but it happens. It happens. What's the third party energy? Yeah, using you. Coming right back out. Exactly. Exactly. Ooh, loser. Well, yeah. And that could be what this third party energy is in. Maybe this person, or people, could be more than one. Maybe this person uses this, this third party could use this person for finances, for stability, especially if there are children involved. Right. So any sort of resources that maybe would be used to build your connection would have to go to them and the child, or them and whatever their needs are. And that's the kind of game I think you either saw being played already or started to be played with you while you were maybe entertaining this person or kind of getting to know them, or you just kind of sense like that's exactly what would happen. And so let's just avoid this all the way together. Like, boundaries. You really aren't in the position to go to the next level that I'm considering as the next level. So why don't you get that together and then we can maybe talk about it later. Like, I think you were kind of, yeah, some of y'all, your intuition showed you what it would be had you move forward with this person. Okay. And again, so this is somebody who maybe doesn't really have a strong backbone when it comes to these third parties or this particular third party. And that could be a rock and a hard place, especially if there are children involved. Like, you don't want to create unnecessary arguments and then risk not seeing your child. But then you also don't want to be toyed with and played with and manipulated. So somebody might have to kind of figure out how they're going to walk that line, or get a strategy around that a little bit better, or actually think about that, like kind of do something different before anything between y'all could really go forward. Okay. All right. Tell me about this tough conversation with connection. Yeah. Page of Wands in reverse. Right. Which I get. Somebody who's struggling with that. Somebody who doesn't necessarily have that kind of, dynamic or that structure, or maybe even that respect level with whomever these third parties are or third party is, can be a little unattractive, can be a turnoff in a way. Yeah, it's like you want them to be in their King of Wands energy, not Page of Wands in reverse, which would be a complete lack of confidence. Ran by fear, afraid to do anything on their own, afraid to explore, afraid to try. You know, it's just so much better if I just let them run my life, like having to, thank you, divine, no fight. Ooh, no fight in them to be like, hey, watch your mouth. You know what I mean? Like, look, we ain't about to do all that. But they can't say that. Somebody's like walking on eggshells and da da da. And yeah, that's not really attractive. So I get that. I get that. What's acts of service and you're hot? Yeah. 10 of Pentacles. Which tells me like there, again, it's mutual. There really was a real connection here, and this could have led to something. Okay, but you can't really build a kingdom with somebody who's in that energy, who would allow other people to run them, because then that means those third parties are then running your relationship, your connection, your foundation. And again, I don't think who you are in your energy at this point and who you've maybe grown into Libra Scorpio energies and placements is going to tolerate that. Like, I don't see anybody running a Libra Scorpio. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's just not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. So tell me more about choices and decisions. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles. I feel like this person couldn't take on the responsibility of that Ace of Pentacles that would have led to this 10 of Pentacles. And you maybe, again, suss that out of the time you spent with this person, or just kind of felt it in their energy. Yeah, this is an Emperor. I can't make it up. This is an Emperor who's struggling to really lead their own life. This is an emperor who needs to brush back up on their King of Wands energy. Which again, you're not going to tell a King of Wands what to do. There's no influencing a King of Wands. A King of Wands is influencing you. The King of Wands is the leader. Okay? And that's what they need to step back into if they are going to have some sort of next level with you. Okay. Dreamy, right. Yeah, and I think that this person is maybe afraid that they've ruined a chance with you, or like that you don't see them the same anymore. Maybe even it's become clear on how their actions or their inaction in this situation translated to you that they were maybe faking, they weren't really real, they were still in some sort of player energy, or, you know, they hadn't really changed the way that they said they were changed. It's like that's breaking somebody's heart, because maybe they really have in their mind, but they're not addressing what actually needs to be addressed. It's like they're still trying to find a way to sidestep this third party energy when they need to just deal with it. Yeah, Fool energy. Okay, exactly. There's no. Yeah, there's a lot of no-nos going on around here. But there's no new beginning until those boundaries are properly in place. Until these third parties who are using this person know where they actually stand and what will and will not happen. And I think that's what these third parties don't want. Because if you come into this person's life, you are going to be the main attraction. You are going to be the main focus. And I almost want to say, like, and what you say goes, but like this person would be more inclined to work with you in that way. So then whatever y'all decide is what has to be. And more than likely, that's going to shift whatever these third parties were using this person for, using this emperor for. And that's what they don't want. So that's where the ultimatum comes from. It's either us or libra-scorpio. And this person was like, I don't know. And then that was like a turn off. Like, oh, okay, hold on. Where's the spine at? Like, first of all, don't give me no ultimatum like that. The fuck? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of maybe what you need. And this person wasn't giving that. They were giving like, oh, okay. Like, what are you going back and forth for? Excuse you? You don't give me ultimatums. You don't give an emperor an ultimatums. What? Ha? Like, it's like, where's the fire? Where's the fight? Yeah, Page of Wands in reverse. I'm trying to tell you, 10 of Cups. Because this emperor is a big key for these third parties to live a certain lifestyle maybe, or have a certain level of contentment, fulfillment, or they are fulfilled off of this emperor, whatever they are able to get from them to be able to manipulate this person like that. Okay. Yeah, star energy. Somebody has to learn how to detach again, cut the umbilical cord, and start moving on their own accord. Yeah, the Hermit in reverse, right? This person isn't trying to look deeper into it. Yeah, it's like, I don't know that I don't think they see it. I mean, here's the thing. I think they do see it. They're just trying not to. Like, if I close my eyes long enough and ignore it long enough, it'll go away. And that's not how this works. It's the fact that they are closing their eyes and turning a blind eye that's allowing these third parties to get away with using them. And I think that's what hurts. You maybe thought this person was ready. And maybe they also thought so too, but to have that kind of third party energy step in and halt what was going on between y'all, again, I think it just was disappointing, a letdown, maybe even heartbreaking, because this could be like a dream lover for you, Libra Scorpio. Yeah, the Hangman. Or it made you see this person in a different way. And that's what's heartbreaking for them. It's like they weren't able to maintain this vision of the Emperor because of this third party. So yeah, again, they gotta do their own healing. King of Cups energy, right? They also might have to brush up on their King of Cups when it comes to this scenario or this situation. Right. And slow down on whatever they're giving to these third parties. Maybe stop altogether and really assess, is it needed? Is it necessary? I think maybe that's what's happened, maybe even, or might be about to happen. Somebody might have to slow up on giving to these third parties, and that's going to reveal the truth of who they really are. So as long as this person was giving, these third parties were acting cool, but as soon as whatever they were using this emperor for is no longer available or not available as much, now the truth, the mask falls off. So this person, again, unexpected news brings clarity. That could be what's happening. Yeah. Two of Swords. And that's what I mean. Somebody was double-minded, and that's also a turnoff, especially if someone's presenting themselves as an emperor. An emperor knows how to make clear, direct, and rational choices and decisions. So for them to be double-minded on something that is like a clear, like, you know what I mean? Like maybe that you saw very clearly wasn't that hard of a choice or a decision, but maybe for them it was. I don't know. Either way, I think this person, how they moved or their decisions that they made, the choices that they made, really made you see them a little differently, and maybe not in the light of the emperor like they would have liked to keep you thinking of them as. Okay? Yeah. Knight of Wands in reverse. Out of control. Not in control of your own energy. Being controlled by others. Right. Not stable. Yeah, unstable. Knight of Wands in reverse. And Two of Wands. Right. How can you be ready when you don't even have this in check? And that ain't nothing but the truth. Ace of Wands. Yeah, I think this person, again, the attraction is very much so there. It is very real. I don't think this person was lying about their attraction to you, Libra Scorpio. I don't think they were. Yeah. They just, the sun energy. They see a lot of joy, and they see themselves having a lot of success with you. I think what they felt for you was very real. Unfortunately, just this third party energy kind of reared its ugly head, or is about to, or started to. And I think you maybe set the boundaries so that energy didn't really touch you, because it's not for you to deal with. It's for this emperor to deal with. Yeah. I feel like you created a barrier around yourself when it comes to this situation. Because maybe even these third parties could have tried to attack you in some sort of way, or started directing their negativity towards you because you were connected to this emperor, or because this emperor was into you. Yeah. Yeah. So this person has to first clear out these karmic cycles before they can even really think about going to any next level with you, Libra Scorpio. Yeah. And that's going to require a mindset shift. Ace of Swords with the Ten of Swords. Exactly. And I think what's happening is they're starting to see that now. That's what it's going to take. Yeah. Yeah, and that's confirmation. Temperance with the High Priestess. Exactly. So we got a lot of clarity and a lot of truth out of this message. I hope you receive it well. Yeah, I would stand your ground, Libra Scorpio, on whatever stance, whatever boundary you set with this person. Just stand on it for now, because they have to still kind of sort through this. They're not fully ready to go to that next level. It doesn't mean that they won't ever be. But they are getting the clarity that they need when it comes to these third parties using them. And that's something that they're going to have to sort out kind of on their own. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Divine. What would the higher self of this emperor want to say to Libra Scorpio? What does the higher self of this emperor want to say to Libra Scorpio? You're the first thing I think about when I open my eyes. Okay. Yeah, this person dreams about you for sure. I keep dreaming about us together, period. That's confirmation. Yeah, they have a lot of dreams, and definitely with Venus and Scorpio, they're having a lot of like deep, maybe very sensual, very sacral chakra centered kind of dreams about you. That Ace of Wands that came out, exactly. Yeah, they are just a distraction. And that's what I mean. That's what they're starting to see very clearly, especially for this to fall under the Ace of Swords, that these third parties that are using them are genuinely distractions, like active, intentional distractions. It's not just, oh, it's something I have to think about. It's people forcing this emperor to think about them and consider them in a way that I kind of sense is a little inappropriate for the nature of the relationship, and or is expired based off of whatever went down, right? What else? I'm grateful that you came into my life. Yeah. I'm kind of sensing this person might be looking at you as the catalyst to this awareness shift for them. Now they finally see how these third parties have been putting swords in their back, and it's like they might not have been able to see that without you, Libra Scorpio. So maybe you're playing your role, or you did what you needed to do in this situation. No matter how hard I try, my thoughts are always swayed back to you. Fell out on the floor. What else does the higher self of this emperor want to say? Oh, okay. Wait, I miss us. I'm keeping my distance to protect you and your energy. Exactly. I think someone now, not even someone, this emperor, excuse me. I think this emperor now understands why you set boundaries with them. Like, they might have been in the Three of Swords around you setting boundaries and maybe took it personally. But now that they're going through this awakening, they're like, oh yeah, I would set boundaries with me too. Or like, yeah, I see how Libra Scorpio was choosing to protect their energy and how that was all going down. So someone gets it. They might have been in the Three of Swords about it at first, but they understand it now, which might be making them like you even more. Because it's like, dang, she knew to protect her energy before I even did. I couldn't see that I needed to protect my energy from these third parties, but she saw it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying she, but it could be a he. Take it as it resonates, all right? I'm running because I don't think I deserve you, right? And that could be a part of the manipulation from these third parties. So these third parties could be very invested in this emperor maintaining some sort of low self-esteem. Like, we're the best that you're gonna get. We are the family that you have. No one else is needed. Kind of like, why would Libra Scorpio want to be with you? Because of this, that. So you might as well put up with us because we're already linked together. We're already have this. It's like manipulation. Somebody is dealing with some master manipulators here. And I think this person is starting to see how they've been running from that truth. How they've been absorbing that energy, and then it made them kind of like step back from you. Okay? Which they could be in the Three of Swords about. Maybe they regret that. Yeah, I'm going through a dark night of the soul and need space. Yeah, this is going to be a very dark awakening for this person. Especially depending on who this third party is. Like I said, it could be family. It might not be the mother of a child or the father of a child. It just could be whomever, but whoever it is going to cut this person kind of deeply. It's going to bring them into a very deep, dark shadow, but they'll survive it. They'll survive it. Okay, they just need that space. And again, this is what I mean by you maybe already sense that. You set that boundary knowing that this person was going to have to step into that awareness on their own. You couldn't force them to see how they were being used by these third parties. They had to come to that conclusion and that awareness on their own timing. And the fact that you're even giving this person the space to do all that, again, it's adding into the attraction for you. And that could be pissing these third parties off. So please keep your energy protected here and cleansed, Libra Scorpio. I do still have a few cleansing sprays left on my website. If you want to purchase it from me, I'd appreciate it. I thank you guys so very much. But if not, do whatever cleansing practice or whatever you use to cleanse. Because I do think you might have somewhat of a target on your back by these third parties, because they might be looking at you as the reason why this emperor is detaching from them or no longer accessible to them in the way that he once was or she once was. Take it as it resonates. It could be a woman, all right? But I'm going to leave it there. I thank you guys so much for all your love and support. Again, let me know your thoughts about this message, if it resonated, if it brought clarity or any confirmation to you. I love to hear that in the comments. And I'll see you all in our next one. Namaste.